Hello, everyone. This is take 2072 million. I thought it's a beautiful day today. I thought I'd come out and do a nice little walk and talk. I got some new sneakers I wanted to try out. I need to get my body moving. I'm in such bad shape. I gained so much weight since I lost my daughter. And the more you don't move, the stiffer you get. And the stiffer you get, the more you don't want to move. So I thought I'd come out today and do a walk and talk. I'm here at the Intercoastal. I'm still in Florida. It's beautiful, but this place is packed. So I've had to turn the camera off a gazillion times and kind of start over. I found a little bench in the shade. It's hotter than Hades out here. Thus the baseball cap. I'm not really a baseball cap person, but I don't want to have my hair blowing all over the place. So I found a nice little shady spot. I hope this is going to work. I'm over here by a little memorial garden and people keep coming in and talking and looking. So hopefully we'll have a little quiet for a bit. But anyway, it's been a minute. Hope you're all doing well. I haven't had a lot of time to tape anything here in Florida. I've just been spending time with family and friends. And believe it or not everybody wants to be on YouTube. So my friends didn't want to be on YouTube. So, and there's no tiny houses here. So I pretty much just been enjoying my time, getting together with friends, family, catching up. I'm leaving today's Sunday. I'm leaving next Sunday, the 15th, to head back to Tennessee. And then I'll be doing a tour of Pandy's new place, so stay tuned for that. I know you're all dying to see where she has her house set up. It's really nice. So when I get back, I'll do that. But anyway, today I was thinking about, I see all these videos on YouTube, and it's like 10 things you should definitely do after 60. 10 things you should definitely not do after 60. Retire at 62. Don't retire at 62. How to retire with no money. How to make $1 million in a month. I mean, and you know what? Those content creators, those videos do great. They get tons of views. Those content creators have a huge following. But I'm just not like a 10-point kind of person. I'm kind of like, do what works for you. And, how could I tell you 10 things you should be doing after 60 when I know nothing about your life? What works for me might not work for you. So I could tell you some changes that I've made since getting older. I'm 62 now. And I'm not so sure if the changes are because I'm 62 or because I lost my daughter or a combination of both. It probably is a combination of both. But so I'm just going to talk a little bit about things that no longer hold any weight on my shoulders anymore since I hit my 60s. And one of them is that I don't feel the need to keep up with the Joneses whatsoever. I have no desire to be a slave to a mortgage, to be a slave to a car payment, to be a slave to my job, that as soon as I leave, within 2.2 seconds, they're going to forget about me anyway. And my life isn't for them. They would not want my life in a million years. When I told my friends I was going to get a tiny house, they thought I was crazy. How are you going to live in a tiny house? What are you going to do with your stuff? I had gotten rid of a lot of my stuff over the years. I've never been a big, clothes person or pocketbook person. I've always been more about experiences. I like to go for a massage. I like to go on vacation. I like to go out to eat. I like to do stuff. So, I set myself up that way. I have an older car. It's a 2005 Toyota. It runs great. I have no car payment. Do I wish I had a backup camera? Yeah, I do. But I don't want to have a car payment. So for me, that works. As long as that car is going to keep running, and so far it's running great with no problems, I'm going to keep using it. I love my tiny house. It brings me comfort. It brings me peace. I could sit in there for days, and I'm not lonely. I'm not depressed. I just feel safe. I feel secure. Like I heard somebody say, it's like living inside a giant hug. That's true. I love my little tiny house, and I love the versatility, which we'll talk about more. I have another video coming up. There's some changes coming up. Remember I said the word of 2026 is pivot. So we'll get into that in another video, but I'm going to be putting my house in storage and heading upstate New York for a couple of months to spend some time with some family up there. That's what I love about tiny house living. My house is on wheels. Someone can come and take it, put it in storage. I can go, stay here, stay there, whatever, not have to pay my lot rent for a while, and just go. That's what I love about it. Um, and that's the other thing. I'm not afraid to change direction. I'm not afraid to say, you know what, this is no longer working for me. This is no longer serving me. I'm going to pivot, going to make some changes. I have lifelong friends that I've had forever in New York. I have friends here in Florida, wonderful friends that I love from my church. I don't stay any place because of a job or because of friends or because of my church. I go where I feel like I want to go, and I always find a good church. I always find, good friends. That's just my life. I love the stability. I have friends that have lived in their house for 20, 25 years. Their kids grew up there, until they got married. I love that stability. For me, that hasn't been my life. My life has been, oh, I could think this is my forever home or this is my forever job or whatever, but I have a little bit of a gypsy in me. I got some gypsy in my blood. I get bored easily. I see new opportunities arising and I go for it. And if it doesn't work out, I can't tell you how many times I went back and forth between New York and Florida because I wanted to go to Florida. I had an opportunity. Then I wanted to go back to New York because I missed my friends and I, could go back to my old job or whatever. I've learned that nothing's forever. You're not married to a state. You're not married to a job. You're married to your spouse. That's about it. Now, I realize for me, it's a lot easier than it would be for some other people because I don't have a mortgage. I don't have, you know, a husband. I don't have a child that I have to worry about what school she's in. It's easier for me just to kind of pick up and go and change things. But that's how I set my life up. I set my life up I used my 401k to build my tiny house, and it served me well. I was able to retire without, really any money in the bank, but I'm always able to pay my bills and do what I want to do. And that's all I need. I don't need a lot of stuff. You see this house here? Case in point. Call me crazy. It does absolutely nothing for me. I look at that and I'm just like overwhelmed with how much upkeep that house would need. And I'm sure looking at my house, they'd think I was crazy. But I guess they can afford to have someone do it for them. But that does not do anything for me. There's nothing in me that would want a house that big. Again, I might be crazy. It's just my preference. Sorry, I had to stop for a minute. I had a visitor. But I don't need a lot of stuff. I never did. I never was a clothes, pocketbook, latest makeup kind of person. That's just me. Everybody's different. I have friends that are miserable. They're near retirement age, but they feel like they can't retire for a couple of years because, they need to save more money or they need to get their kids through school. And, I feel bad that they're in that position. But I just tailored my life in such a way that that would not be my situation. And again, what I've done wouldn't work for everybody else. Not everybody else wants to sell all their stuff and live in a tiny house with no closet. But for me, it works and I love it. So yeah, so I no longer worry about, keeping up with the Joneses or what other people think. I don't try to be perfect anymore. I don't know that I ever tried to be perfect, but I don't worry about perfection. I don't worry about, looking perfect, acting perfect. I like to take care of myself, but I'm not going to enter a beauty contest anytime soon. And I'm 62, not 22. So it is what it is. When I started YouTube, I said, oh my God, I hate my voice. I hate the way I look on video. Ay. But then, you know what? That's who I am. Everybody knows how I sound. I just didn't know how I sounded, but I am what I am. And like I said, I'm 62, I'm not 22. So I just, do the best I can. I do have to lose some weight. I do have to get my act together there, but I try to, hold myself together as best as I can. And while still being comfortable. Comfort is the name of the game. I have yet to find a comfortable bra. I hate them. I can't wait to go home and take off my bra every day. Sorry, that might be TMI, But especially the older I get, the more I can't stand them. So I like to look decent, but I like to be comfortable even more. Um, so yeah, there's some more people going by. I think they're laughing at me, but that's okay. See, now that I'm older, I don't care if people are laughing at me. But I guess I do a little bit because I didn't want to walk and talk because of too many people. All right. Anyway, um, yeah, so the other thing is I don't wait for the time to be right anymore. There really is no, they say there's no right time to have a baby, there's no right time to buy a house. It's really true. Um, there's no right time. Tomorrow's not promised. One day I was shopping with my daughter, getting all cute little stuff for our apartment, pictures and rugs and little end tables. And the next day she was gone. She never got to even enjoy them. She set them up that night. She sent me a video of everything, but the next day she was gone. So um, I don't wait for anything. Tomorrow's not promised. That's why I wanted to retire early. I want to travel while I can. I might not make it till I'm 67. Who knows? I want to enjoy life now while I'm still up and able to. Um, and yeah, I did it with, very little money in the bank, but I have enough for what I need. And that's all I need. So, yeah. One of the other things that I've learned as I've gotten older, and definitely since losing my daughter, I am not afraid to say no. If I can't do something, I don't have the energy for it, I don't have the time for it, I don't have the heart for it, I don't do it. I don't feel guilty. Back in the day, I used to over explain. And over explaining is a sign of trauma, they say. So instead of just saying, no, I can't do that on Wednesday, I'm sorry, I used to say, oh no, I can't do that because I got to pick my daughter from school and my husband's working late and then we have to go do this and over explaining. I don't over explain anymore. No, sorry, I can't make it. Now, I would say that's probably a thing of being older too. I think a lot of people feel that way. We don't have to explain ourselves to anyone. That's the beauty of getting old. We worry about our own comfort and peace more than what someone's going to think about us. Let's put it that way. My comfort and my peace comes before somebody saying, oh, I can't believe that she's not going to come do that. I can't believe she's not going to help us with that. No, I don't care. And not to be mean, there's a lot of things that I do. I am there for people, but if it's not in my wheelhouse, I ain't doing it. They say, like, don't sweat the small stuff and everything is the small stuff. Well, that's really true. I don't worry about little problems anymore. And for me, since losing my daughter, everything is a small problem. There is nothing that can compare to that loss. There is nothing that's ever going to knock me off my feet the way that did. There is nothing that's going to set me back or set me off or whatever, the way that did. After that happened, there's nothing the devil could throw at me anymore. Even if something were to happen to me. Okay, look, I have a little visitor. So, I can't tell you the 10 things you need to do to improve your life after 60. All I can hopefully encourage you with is be brave, never give up, never quit. It's never too late, never ever. We're not too old. God can turn your life around in a second, restore the years that have been taken from you, and make them better than ever. All right, guys, I'm pretty much going to end this here. I'm sorry, this video is so choppy. I don't even know what I said and what I haven't said. I've turned it on and off so many times. Looks like I have two black eyes. But anyway, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your Sunday. Hope you have a great week. I will be heading back to Tennessee next Sunday, and then I'll be taping Pandy's new place. So stay tuned for that, her new spot and her new house that she's in. And then I'll also be sharing when I pack up my house for it to be put in storage. I'll be sharing that with you. There's really nothing to pack up. Just have to take stuff off the walls, secure everything, and tow it away. It's so easy. But I'll be sharing all that stuff with you guys. So I hope you enjoy the rest of your week. Thanks for watching. If you've watched this far, I hope you enjoyed the video. Like I said, I'm not even sure what's in it. But if you enjoyed it, please give it a thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed, it would be great. If you would like to, I would appreciate it. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.